Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? Or tonight, I should say. It's already getting dark out. I don't know if a lot of you have saw my post, but for those of you that didn't, I would like to apologize for not being able to post a video yesterday. That was because, one of my previous videos, one of my previous vlogs, had trouble loading. Because the day I was recording that video was the same day we've been facing pretty crappy internet because of the weather. And I was afraid that if I uploaded more than one video at a time, then the previous video would take even longer to load. But it finally loaded, and our internet is beginning better, so that's good. And yeah, and I just checked the stats on my channel just a few minutes earlier, and I saw that I was once down from 1 subscriber to like 3 more people subscribing to my channel, which I honestly wasn't expecting, because I don't know, I just didn't think my videos would attract that much attention. I also got like 85 views already, and like 7 likes on one of my videos, which may not be a very big deal to most people, but to newer YouTubers like me, who are just starting out, that means a lot. So I'd like to thank you to all of you who have subscribed to my channel. I especially got a notification from this one person named Val. She subscribed to my channel, and I don't know who my other subscribers are, but I know that Val is one of them. So Val, if you are watching this video, I like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for subscribing to my channel. It means a lot to me as a newer content creator, as I really need that support. That just shows that you support me and that I support you, so we support each other. It's like a back and forth system. So yeah, to Val and all my other subscribers, thank you so much. I really am grateful for the support you're already giving me, despite me being new here. And again, I am so sorry that I wasn't able to post a video yesterday, but I'm back, I'm alive, I'm dandy. And yeah, with that happy note, thank you once again to all my subscribers, and for those who liked my videos. And also, feel free to comment on my videos. I noticed that none of my videos have been getting comments yet, so please share your thoughts about me in the comments. Just try to be nice to me, alright? I know I'm new, but, insulting a new content creator all because they may look or sound bad, that just makes you more of a bad person, because you can't just accept those for who you are, even though that's basically the simplest thing to do in life if we really mastered it, like myself. So yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all so much for subscribing to my channel and leaving likes on a few of my videos. That'd be awesome. That is awesome. An awesome achievement that I never thought I would get. So thank you. And with that happy note out of the way, today was interesting. I'm not saying the whole day was bad. I mean the morning started off great. I was just working, minding my own business, until, you see, every Wednesday I have a meeting with my social worker, Miss Quinn, at my school. We have meetings every Wednesday, It's part of my IEP. And yeah, if any of the rest of you have school counselors, I probably need no further explanation. But get this. I'm not even allowed to talk about my characters at school anymore because role-playing as a character and talking about a character are the exact same thing, apparently. And now I can't talk about I can't even say one of my characters' names in school anymore without being lectured and possibly threatened detention. So that's great. So, yeah. So I guess this vlog is pretty much the only safe space for me to talk about my characters now. So that's just great. Just another example of the school taking my freedom away from me. And they claim they're not. And again, it's not really the school's job to give you freedom. It's a job to get you to adulthood without getting any drug or alcohol addiction. So yeah. I cried when I found that out. Because first I couldn't roleplay anymore. Talking about my characters is the only thing I had left, and now the school is taking that opportunity away from me too. So that was great. I won't give the whole ordeal of what happened because yeah, it doesn't feel good for me to recount it, so I'm not gonna delve any further to that. It's just I found out that Miss Quinn asked me if talking about my characters and role-playing are the same thing, and I figured out at that moment that they are, so I said yes. And now I can't talk about my characters anymore. So yeah. School doesn't want me to be happy anymore, I guess. Which is just fine for me because it isn't their job to make me happy. It's their job to make me an adult. To make me grow up. Only my parents can understand. If only they actually have the crap to freaking talk to me. Only my mom would stop brushing me aside so easily like she would. You know, she's actually searching for a therapist, but every time I try to tell her what happened, she brushes me off. Forces me to be positive. And Dad doesn't know that I'm also sensitive to being yelled at. I haven't told him yet. I'm too scared to. I might be yelled at. Even be called a baby. Maybe being a baby would be better than having autism. At least babies don't know how cruel the world can be. At least babies don't have thoughts of taking their own life or hurting others around them when they get mad. At least their parents actually care about them. Hear them out. At least the world isn't always cruel to babies. At least they aren't forced to do homework or agonizing essays. At least babies can be happy. You know, sometimes I wish I could go back to the good old days. You know, when I was younger. Didn't have to fear about people hating me for being myself. Or ignoring me or brushing me to the side all because I'm older. I mean, I freaking cried in front of Miss Geheber and she still talked to me as if I was only throwing a tantrum. School doesn't care about how I feel, actually. So, why do I even try showing my feelings at all if all they do is get brushed aside? They seem to treat my sadness like I'm throwing a freaking tantrum. And the funny part is, I opened up to Mom about my problems with self-unaliving, and yet I still feel alone. I felt alone before I told her about my depression, and after I told her about my depression, I still feel alone. Guess this is all just part of growing older. You have to deal with things on your own all the time. No help to be found. Not even your own freaking parents are gonna care enough to help you forever. They're gonna walk out of your life eventually. It's just how the world works. And no matter how much you might hate it, you can't change it. You can, you might be able to change the world if you're lucky, but if you do, the world is just gonna change back. Feels like no matter how loud I yell, they always yell back louder than ever. Might as well be a civil war at some point. At least you guys can understand me. You know, and not judge me or call me a baby. Some of you might think I'm a baby, but nobody has commented yet, so I can't really know for sure. But yeah, the afternoon was hell for me. And if I felt trapped, if I felt that the school was a giant prison before, it's the 10th layer of hell for me now. And some of you guys be like, oh, they're just stupid characters, get over it. It's not exactly easy when you're freaking autistic, now is it? And I've been living with my characters for 6 years. And yet they expect me to get over it in, what, 6 days? Maybe after spring break? Which is only like, what, a week? How am I going to get over something in a week? When I've been dealing with it for 6 years? Ask drug addicts. You know, they would probably take drugs for longer than I've been doing role plays for. And you don't see that, and you can see how hard it is for them to get over it. Listen, when you've been doing something for 6 years and someone tells you to stop, do you really want to stop? Are you really just gonna drop everything and do what they say in the matter of a week? When you're so obsessed with something, and someone comes up to you and is like, "Hey, maybe it's time to give that up. I'll give you a week." Do you really think that'd be easy? Like, imagine you have a dog that you loved for like 10 years. And then your dog gets sick and you know you have to put them down. Do you really want to? These characters, they represent that dog. They mean the world to me. They're like my second family. They exist in a world that I wish I could be in. A world that I wish my parents could be in. Where nobody's arguing. Nobody's yelling at each other. I mean, some people might be arguing and yelling at each other, but at least they're not yelling at me. A world where they actually understand me and try to talk to me through my problems. They're like my guardian angels. They may have different personalities, sure, but they're all still special to me. Guys, I can't just abandon them. I just can't. I can't stop thinking about them every day. Every second of every day I think of them. Even when I don't really want to think about them. Every time I try to think about something else, they always slip back into my mind. It's like trying to get already spread butter off toast. It's just not possible. And imagine that. 6 years. And they expect me to get over it in a week. It's like they completely forget that I'm even autistic at all. Or maybe they just don't care. I guess that's the thing with schools. They either don't notice your problems, they don't care, or it's a mixture of two. Or it's the mixture of the both. And right now, I think my school is the mixture of the both. They don't care about my problems. All they care about is their students becoming functional adults that'll probably unalive themselves one day anyway. So no matter what they do, self-unaliving does exist. And what about the students with abusive parents? They don't do anything about it, all because it's none of their business, because it doesn't happen within their building. But they're still your children. They are your responsibility. And yet you just sit there in your stupid office chairs not doing crap. Watching your kids that you are supposed to be responsible for while they are in your property being abused and possibly neglected. This was preventable. There are many windows out there for you to take action. There were many opportunities for you to take action, and you chose to do nothing. And now that poor kid killed himself. Because he couldn't take the pain anymore. And you did nothing. And now he's dead. Just pisses me off how The school only seems to care about students when they're in their building or when they're getting good grades. But the moment they get bad grades, they're off their radar. They treat them as a criminal. Not even caring about what they've been through. And believe me, they'll try to care. But in the end, it's not enough. And a kid ends up killing themselves. Because they feel alone. And I feel like that's how they're treating me. And it's funny. Because I'm getting good grades. And that is all they ever seem to care about. They don't care about my emotions or how quickly I process things. They give me extended time on my assignments, sure, but even that doesn't appear to feel enough. Go ahead, call me ungrateful in the comments, but it's true. I feel alone. In fact, that isolation is pretty much the whole reason why I started this vlog channel. To maybe, if I can't get support from my parents or the school, maybe I could get support from YouTube. After all, there's at least 1 million people watching this, so maybe I'll get a bigger support circle that way. Yeah. Sorry for sounding so pissed, by the way. It's just ridiculous how the school is treating me right now. So, yeah, that happened. And, yeah. I don't think I can look at the school the same way again after what they had just taken from me. I wonder if my characters feel upset too. Sunny might be feeling really upset. And I don't know about Eclipse. I don't know how he feels. In fact, speaking of Sunny and Eclipse, I've been meaning to tell you all about Sunny and Moon's story. I know there are a lot of viewers of this vlog that are a ginormous fan of Security Breach. You know, that one FNAF fan game. And a peculiar fan of Security Breach Ruin, the DLC of SB, or Security Breach. It's referred to as SB for short, so for the rest of this vlog, I'm just going to call it SB for short. So, SB, in peculiar, the daycare attendants, Sunny and Moon, seem to be the most common. Or the most popular, I mean. Like, those two got insanely popular. Like, they developed a whole freaking fandom. I don't know what it is about those two that are so popular. But, yeah, I adored them myself, so I can't really talk. So, so for those of you that has, heard of Security Breach, or SB Ruin, y'all probably already know the basic story of the daycare attendants, and, yeah, so, after the fire that burnt down their daycare, Sunny and his family. I suppose I should tell you about their family real quick. So, the Sun, Moon, and Eclipse aren't the only existing brothers. They actually have 3 other siblings. 2 more brothers and a sister. They have Lunar and Solar, the 2 brothers, and and Earth, their sister. So, and I don't know. I don't really know Lunar's story, or Earth's, or Solar's. They're basically like these fan characters created by some people, and I just thought they looked cool, so I decided to just roleplay as them. So yeah. And I actually reworked their origins a bit, because 1, I don't know the actual real origins to like half of them, and two they just make the most sense, because I don't really think their original stories are available. Anyways, I may have to look up their origin stories online, but before then, and besides, these are fan stories. I do not know if they're canon to their original characters or their creators, so I apologize if I offend any of the original creators. These are just fan stories. They're my personal opinion of what might have happened. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Lunar and Earth first. Lunar and Earth, they were created as these therapists for the Superstar Daycare. So basically, Earth is like the main therapist. So she owned an office that was oh no, I forgot where. I know it's at the daycare, but I don't know exactly where it is in terms of layout. And yeah, I don't know if there's any blueprints of the daycare available online that I can use. So I'm just gonna assume that maybe it's like the door, like maybe nearby the daycare or next to the daycare. But then again, I'm not so sure. Again, this is opinion. I am not know if this is canon to the original character origins. So we're just sticking to what we have. So Earth is a therapist, and Lunar is designed to be her assistant. Like, do you all know those comfort toys, like a few of those plushies that you find in waiting rooms of real therapy buildings? Yeah, apparently a Lunar is supposed to be like a comfort buddy, and he would wait with patients. Their patients would often be ages like between 7 and 16. I think that's the normal age rating. Yeah, between ages of 7 and 16 were available for therapy. So there would be kids waiting in the waiting rooms, and Lunar would basically be nearby comforting them, like I said, like a comfort buddy, which I think is cute. And yeah, that's basically what they were created for. And then during the fire, Lunar and Earth were still inside the building when the fire broke out, and they were trying to escape, but then a pile of rubble fell down from the roof of the burning daycare, and it happened to land right in Earth's eyes, and the debris happened to be burning, so her eye sockets got burned out, and she had to have these bandages over her eyes for a while. But luckily, Lunar found replacement eye sockets in a nearby warehouse, only about a block or 2 away from the daycare. So, yeah, they got that fixed. And shortly after the fire, Lunar and Earth managed to get out. I mean, other than her eye sockets getting burned out, Earth made it out fine, but she was blind, and they were exploring a nearby ravine or canyon. It's not a really big canyon, not as big as the Grand Canyon. Oh no, definitely not that big, but like kind of a small like almost ditch like canyon. Like, what do they call those? What is the name they give those small canyons? They're not really big, but not really like as small as a ditch or anything. Yeah, they were exploring an area, trying to find some place to go. But then a rock slide occurred, and Earth was sheltering Lunar from the big rocks that were landing towards them by like using her body as a shield, like shielding Lunar, like hovering over him to protect him from the fallen rocks. And during that, she lost her arm and her leg in the process. And she lost an arm and a leg. And she lost this arm and this leg. And in case you don't know, that's my knee covered in a blanket. And that's my leg. Can you guys see? I don't want to hold my foot up because I don't want to knock into my laptop. So yeah, she lost this arm and this leg in the process. And she, once again, survived, which might be shocking to most of you, because how did the heck does one survive a rock slide, you know? And then she ended up getting separated from Lunar, because Lunar, presuming Earth to be dead, because she was kind of unconscious for a little bit, he ran off, and then Earth reawoke, and traveled for a few months, over many different places, to try to reunite with Lunar. From Hurricane all the way to Mako Island. She made like a small raft, I think, a makeshift boat, to float all the way to the island. And she miraculously made it. Only slightly tasseled, and she reunited with Lunar, so that was a happy reunion. But yeah, she has to use this old rusted metal pipe as like this walking cane, you know, like old people used to walk around. Yeah, she has to use that because she found that cave. Someone gave it to her during her travel to find Lunar. And oh no, I think Mom's coming in here. I should have let Mom know that I was recording a video. I think I might send Mom notifications from now on, letting her know that, hey, I'm about to record a video in 5 minutes. Do not disturb me. I should get like this sign, you know, like broadcasters use to let the people around them know that they're live and not to disturb them. Yeah, I should get that sign, put it at the front of my bedroom door. So anyways, back to Earth, and yeah, a normal cane is 1, far too expensive, and 2, a normal cane would just break under her weight because she's extremely tall, like probably around this tall. Yeah, she's tall. She could probably reach the ceiling of my bedroom with no problem, with just her one remaining arm. So yeah, she's pretty tall. So she has to use the pipe. And then there's Solar. And boy, oh boy, does he have a story to tell. And yeah, it's probably a long story. It'll probably make this vlog like 50 minutes long. But yeah, you know what, this vlog, it might be a good idea for me to reveal Solar's story in a later vlog. But for now, we must revolve back to Sunny and Moon, because they're kind of the main focus here. So Sunny and Moon, they're made inside the daycare, like the whole time while it was burning. So, and if y'all remember Ruin, they miraculously survived. But then the main villain of the story, which is none other than Laughing Frickin' Jack himself. I know there's probably a few Laughing Jack fans out there. Yeah, I made him the main villain. Sweet, right? I even gave him a dragon form, which is like this black dragon with red stripes and markings all over his body. Cool, right? So yeah, so Jack basically invaded the abandoned daycare and like killed all the other characters, like Monty, Chica, Roxanne, even the Freddy prototype. he killed all of them due to his, like, I think a few other of his, like, accomplices hated him. Christina, which is basically a girl that sold her soul to the devil and now she's a demon girl. And Chrissy from Stranger Things. Y'all probably remember Chrissy. There's probably quite a few Stranger Things fans out there. And, yeah, she's a ghost now. She's a freaking attention seeker. And, yeah, and Mercy. I don't know if y'all ever watched the animated series on Murder Girl, by the Down Twisted Tales, I think the channel was called. It's basically an animated channel where they read stories of, like, famous horror movies. They make their own animation about it, like Child's Play, Nightmare on Elm Street, yeah, they did a Murder Girl. They made a story of their own, which is sweet. In fact, I think the Murder Girl series is my personal favorite story ever covered on their channel. The fact that they made their own story is, like, super sweet. And the story, oh, it was so cool. You guys could go watch it. Like, it is an amazing and also very tragic story. And Mercy really caught my eye. That's why I added her. I might reveal Mercy's story in a later vlog, but for now, I feel like if I rambled on about Mercy for long enough, this vlog will be way longer than it actually should be, so we're just gonna move on. So, yeah, Jack and a few of his accomplices invaded the daycare, basically slaughtered everybody, but Sunny and Moon. They were the only ones left in that daycare. All the rest of their family members have escaped, and all their friends are dead. So, Jack... Sunny and Moon tried to fight back, but Jack quickly gained the upper hand. He lifted Moon up, and then quite literally just tore him in half from the torso. Split him completely in half. And Moon was alive for a few seconds, but then he died instantly. And Sunny, terrified at his brother's death, ran for his life. But Jack, who was pretty wicked fast, by the way, due to his new abilities, ran after Sunny through the ruins of the broken daycare. And Sunny tried everything he could to escape this beast. He freaking dumped debris, he freaking dashed down halls, but Jack was growing ever closer behind him, and Sunny knew that he needed to hide to throw this beast, this monster off his scent. And so, he hid behind a nearby pile of debris. And Jack was scrambling to find where he was, laughing and taunting him all the while, taunting him and teasing him to come out to play, as he quoted it. And Sunny was terrified. He was shaking. He was holding his breath. He was barely holding back whimpers. He was trying desperately to make sure he wasn't seen. But no matter how quiet he was, Jack still found him, creeping behind him, unheard, until Sunny turned around, seeing his glistening red eyes glowing in the darkness. Sunny immediately screamed and tried once again to run, but these black tentacles, being materialized from Jack's magic, materialized from the ground, grabbing Sunny, pulling him and pinning him down. Sunny tried to fight back, but more and more tentacles grabbed him, and then they lifted him up into the air, squeezing every one of his limbs. He tried to struggle free and scream for help, but at that point, there was nobody left to save him. He was all alone, him against Jack. And no matter how hard he fought, he quickly lost his strength and grew limp, unable to fight back any longer. And Jack then walked off, using the tentacles to make Sunny follow him. Like, the tentacles were literally lifting him off the air and, like, carrying him in a way. I don't know if that makes any sense, but they were carrying him to a nearby wall where Christy and Christina set up these hooks that they were attached to the ceiling. They then attached these hooks to Sunny, making the hooks pierce right through Sunny's upper arms, which of course caused her to immediately scream in utter pain and agony. And then that's where the torture began. It wasn't too messed up at first. They just took a bowl. Then they took this weapon called a bull hook, which, for those of you guys that don't know, bull hooks are basically when the tools that elephant trainers used to use to beat their elephants at like circuses, when they're like training elephants for a circus, and would beat them with bull hooks if they didn't cooperate. And that's basically what Jack used. He slashed Sunny across the stomach and across his chest over and over and over again. And then he played this messed up and then played this messed up game at Sunny, where he would try to count each individual cut made on Sunny's body. And if Sunny tried to move or struggle or scream, Jack would punch him so hard in the stomach that it would break Sunny's ribs. And he played this game over and over and over again until every last one of Sunny's ribs were completely smashed. And after Jack was done with him, he let him off the hooks and threw him to the ground like Sunny was suddenly this rag doll. Sunny then glanced at his brother's lifeless body, laying only 5 feet away. Sunny dragged his broken, bleeding body towards the corpse of his brother. It may have only been 5 feet, but for him, the distance was 10 whole miles. With his weak state, his broken ribs, and the excessive amount of blood loss he was facing. After a few more minutes of struggling, of dragging his body, he finally reached his brother. Apologizing to Sunny's life and collapsed next to his brother, apologizing to him for letting him down, telling him he will always love him, even though Moon couldn't hear, as he was already long gone. And then Sunny died. The blood loss and his broken ribs becoming too much to bear. And they're basically both spirits now. And they both joined Golden Tail recently as ghosts. And yeah, that's basically Sunny and the end of Sun and Moon's story for now. Dark, isn't it? And you didn't expect it to turn into a horror story, considering it's not even close to October yet. But yeah, there's their story. And at the next vlog, I will reveal Solar's story in full. And I'll be ending this vlog for now. But thank you all so much for watching, and especially thank you to my 4 subscribers, including Val. I will check out her channel later, and Val, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot to me, and I will try my best to, record more vlogs for you guys, and I will let you guys know through posts if I won't be able to upload that day or for a little while. And spring break is coming, so I should have a whole week to talk to you guys. And yeah, and you guys, please comment down below. Comment down below. Comment anything. Even if it's about yourselves or about one of my characters, I'll be happy to read any comments any day. And I really want to know, what is your favorite character that I've covered so far? Do you think Adelette's story is more tragic or Sun and Moon's story is more tragic? That's basically the question to answer through comments on this vlog. Is Adelette's or Sunny and Moon's story more tragic? Let me know whose story is more tragic and heartbreaking for you down in the comments below. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye everyone!